It's stage 2. Should or shouldn't I have cast iron? All right, so let's get into the cast iron thing, okay? You've got a lot of articles out there that say don't use it. You have articles out there that says do use it, and back and forth. Me, personally, let me tell you, okay? Cast iron has been used for years. Years. The cowboys used it. I mean, come on. Cast iron has been around forever. So, they used it. Why shouldn't we? All right. So let's get down to the point of cast iron, okay? Well, cast iron is one, lasts a lifetime, more than a lifetime. It probably lasts 4 or 5 generations if it's taken care of. So it's a one-time buy for 4 or 5 generations. I know my kids, one of the things they said they wanted was something that ever happened to me, God forbid, that they wanted the cast iron set because of the durability, and it's been in the family for a while. So we're going to go through, and I'm just going to give you a quick review on the cast iron deal and what I buy and what I own and what I keep in my house and what I use it for. Okay? So let's start out with the Mamma Jamma, the Big Mama. Look at that cast iron pan. Look at how big it is. All right. So let's talk a little about this, all right? It's from Lodge. It's a very good cast iron pan. I've had this cast iron pan now for, I don't know, thinking, maybe 20 years. After all the moves I've done and all the places I've been, it's the one pan I can't leave behind. I could leave some other stuff behind, but I couldn't leave this behind. Cast iron pans are really good if they're properly taken care of and seasoned correctly. They will last you a long time, okay? One is, don't let it soak in water. It will rust. They do have a kit where you can clean it to get rid of the rust and everything, but you shouldn't have to do that, okay? 2, to season it. I season mine with, when I first start out, now this is how I do it. You don't have to do it my way. This is how I do my cast iron pan. 1, I cook bacon in it. Big chunks of bacon. And I let that bacon just sit there and cook and cook and cook. And I don't eat the bacon, I just cook the bacon in it to season it. I pull the bacon out. I add a little bit of salt in there. I take either a washcloth that I'll go through and tell you about that too. I buy some washcloths from one of the big stores that are really cheap. Then you get 5-pack for like $1. You can go to the dollar place and get one if you want. And what I do is I take the salt and I rub the salt in really, really good. And I get all the edges. All right, I get all that done. And then I put the cast iron skillet in the oven at about 475, and I leave it in there for a half hour. I pull the cast iron out, and this is how I do it. I pull the cast iron out, I wipe it out, and I take a little bit of oil, and I wipe down the outer edge, the back side, the bottom. It's not gonna hurt it. And I put it back in the oven, let it sit there for about 10 more minutes, and it's done. Now, as you cook in this, you're gonna see it's gonna start building and building, and those are flavors that have been building in this. Now, there is no bacteria that builds up in this. If you take care of it right, this is not gonna get you sick. It's not gonna give you salmonella poisoning. It's not gonna give you anything. You gotta take care of it right. But the things you can do with a cast iron skillet are amazing. 1, cornbread. Some of the best cornbread I've had was made in a cast iron skillet. What I do is I take a little bit of oil, I put it in the bottom of the cast iron skillet, I throw it in the oven at about 375, I let the oil get real hot. I make up the cornbread mix, I pour it in there when it's hot, and you see a bubble all around the edges when you're pouring it in there, and then you stick it in the oven, you bake it off the rest of the way. Okay, so that's one thing I've done in this. 2, I've cooked hamburgers, bacon, pork chops. I've fried pork chops in this. A cast iron skillet is a multi-use in the kitchen. You can use it for a ton of things. The only thing I would suggest not to use it for is sauces. Don't use sauces. None. In this. Please don't. But everything else you can do with this. You can bake cakes in this. You can do cinnamon rolls in this. You can do... This thing is like a baking sheet, frying pan to... This is an all-in-one tool. Now, they are a little pricey. If you get a really good one with a really, really thick edge... I know, I'm really on that thick edge with the... Oh, here comes my cat. The cat had to get a part of this. Say hi, Gabby. Hi. We'll put her down and go back to this. She's a camera hog. She's always got to get in the camera. All right. So, in a cast iron skillet, that's what you want. The stuff you can make in a cast iron skillet is... Just keeps you can do all this stuff you can do with this. I mean, this is basically an all-in-one tool for the kitchen. So as a buying guide for this, I give it 5 guitars, and this thing will last you if you take care of it right. Now, the key to taking care of. Lodge makes scrapers that you can use that are super durable, that you can get all of those edges. I mean, I think the designer who designed these, they formed them to fit the cast iron skillets at the angles that they're at. This thing is, you must buy this when you buy one of these, okay? To clean it makes it easier. I mean, you could scrape that stuff right off the bottom and boom, it's done. Because you'll get some stuff that sticks now and then. Now, that and this is a second buy. This is stage 2 of setting up your kitchen. Trust me, it's awesome. Make some of the best cornbread. I put biscuits in this. I'll honestly say I made biscuits and gravy in this cast iron skillet, and the biscuits and gravy were phenomenal. Well, the gravy for the biscuits and gravy. I cooked the sausage first. I always keep a little bit of bacon grease in my refrigerator. I wipe down the inside and I lay my sausage in there and I chop my sausage up in there. Then I add all the ingredients. If you watch our cooking videos, you'll see how to make good sausage, biscuits, and gravy. The real stuff. None of this stuff out of a can that they try selling you, or the stuff they think they call sausage gravy. It is not sausage gravy. Trust me, you make mine and you will be amazed how good it is. So anyways, don't forget this, and don't forget this. All right, moving on to the next one. I love this one. This one's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. All right. I use this all the time. Okay. So think about this. You're living up north. You might live in Florida, that's fine. Even then, you're living up north. You got 2 foot of snow outside and you want to cook out. What are you gonna do? Go outside in the freezing cold, 0 below, light your grill up and stand out there and cook? If you do that, you're crazy. More power to you, but no. So what I did is, because I live in Tennessee, and we do get snow here, not a lot, but we do get snow here. You don't want to be out on the grill sitting on the porch trying to cook food. No. So I bought this. See it? Look at that. This I use a lot. Okay? Now, the next part. They do make one for that too. So you can get in. Look at that. It sets right in there so you can get in there. Yes. Now, what do I use that for? Well, I use that for doing steak, chicken, some fish, scallops. I use it for a lot of stuff, believe it or not. And what's really, really nice is that you put a little bit of oil on the grades, just a little bit, you don't need a lot. Turn that sucker up on high. Drop that steak, New York strip, porterhouse, filet, whatever you want, drop that in there and do your markings just like you do on the grill and get that same taste out of that. You don't have to go outside and freeze. No, you're crazy. Right here, I'm telling you, right here. This is the key right here. One out of 5 guitars, I give it a 5. I mean, for God's sakes, it's probably one of the best. So there you got 2 items. Now, I will say these are a little pricey. The one that I showed you before, this one right here, all right? This one right here, this is gonna run you probably, depending on where you're at, probably $49.95, $39.95, something like that. Don't buy the thin ones, and always make sure to buy Lodge. Here's the deal. They are paying me to advertise for their stuff. All right? I'm doing this on my own. So I have to hand it to you guys. You guys were smart when you made these. Because I remember growing up as a kid, my grandmother had one of these. We didn't have this. And this, another good thing. This thing works great. And of course this. So for this one, I'm gonna give you 5 guitars. These are awesome. They're 2 individuals that you can buy. They're done, you're set up, you're ready to go. You got it. Check that out. That is awesome. Now look, we did the knife series. Now we did the cast iron series, okay? And the cast iron series is your next step. Your next step, okay? Now, I love them. They're great. They last. There's a few more things I want to buy that I'm testing out that my cat's coming back again. She can't get enough. See, there goes the tail. She's just got to be right in the middle of all of it. You know what I'm saying? But I love animals. I'm an animal lover, and I love my cat. Her name's Gabby, in case you're all wondering. She's a good cat. She's always got to be the star. She wants to be the star. Say, I want to be the star, Daddy. I want to be the star. She's my kitty. So, at that point, you know, Gabby even gives it 5 stars. Huh, Gabby? You give it 5 stars, don't you? So look. Of course, I got my cat now, purring away. Don't know if you can hear it, but she's purring pretty good. So on that point, I'm gonna give that cast iron skillets, all of them, 5 guitars. And that's your next step to setting up your kitchen. Easy, simple. You can go there and buy those now. You can go anywhere. Any of the big stores sell them. I won't name the big stores. Sorry. But any of the big stores sell them. So, at that point, I'm a Music City Foodie. This is Gabby. And we'll catch you on the next go-around. Don't forget, live life. Love what you do. And you guys have a good one. I appreciate you stopping by. I hope this helps you out. The next one will be on cutting boards. You're gonna wanna watch that one. That one's pretty inexpensive and it works really well. So at that point, I'm gonna let you guys go. Have a good one. We'll see you later.